So what I'm looking at doing today is in acrylics. I normally paint in oils or do in pastels. Acrylics do dry quicker. You do have slowing down medium or water, and so you can do quite a fair bit with them. Now, you possibly could look for a picture on the net and see something that sort of makes you feel the right way, like something that you know that's, yes, this is how I feel. I want to paint this. I feel good about this. Or you could start from nothing. Okay, I looked at pictures before, and I have printed one, which you can, and copy. I'm just going to go with the feeling, and I saw a beautiful pose, which I want to duplicate in this one. So I'm going to be using my water, my paints, my palettes, and just a black pastel I used. You can use charcoal, I mean, whatever suits. So I'm just going to draw out a line roughly of what I want to do, so that way I can keep in the feel of it, of how it makes me feel. And what I'm aiming to do today is really just two people. So you've got obviously a man, and you'd have a face. I mean, like I said, you don't have to be, anatomy doesn't have to be perfect. So this is it so far. And so I'm virtually going to have, like I said, you can copy off the net if you have to, some of you can. And then I'm going to have a woman. This will create my loving piece virtually. So at the moment it's just an outline. Okay. And I'll get her curving in. And of course makes it a bit more fun. And don't worry too much if at the moment it starts to be a little bit messy with the charcoal. It's not a big deal. Okay. Now these two are going to be holding hands both of them here. So we'll have that as well. Because I'm starting with this. Now what I do on the side is probably do a lot of colours that I love, so I'm going to leave it blank for now. This is roughly the shapes that I'm dealing with, and of course the metal. Now like I said, you paint with the heart. What I'm using is a magenta to start with, just a yellow ochre and white. Now I'm just going to do an outside background. I'm going to use a pretty big size brush. I just want to get some good colours up. So I just wet that, and I'm just going to put in my ochre. My ochre is going to be my main colour, and they're actually going to be near a beach, so this is why I'm using ochre. So just to fill in my paint at the moment, I'm just going to put it all around, just around their area. Yes, it does make a little bit of a mark, but it's good because I will need that anyway to shadow. So I'm just going to do the acrylics. They do dry fast, and if you water it down, they will dry faster. But there is a retarder that you can use, which will slow the process of the drying, and it almost feels like using oils. So afterwards, so we're just going to give it that beachy look they're going to be on. This is going to be the base of your sand. What's the base of my sand? I want to have two lovers hugging on the beach side, very peaceful. And same thing again, just go around the head for now. We'll fix that up later. Wash your brush. Yeah, I'm splashing it everywhere because I don't normally use big brushes. When I do my realism, they're very fine brushes. I like to get the details into it. But when it comes to abstract, like I said, you're dealing with your emotions, and you just do it with your own. It's really, really good. It's not a matter of being picture perfect, but it's still full out emotions is what we do. Now I'm blending a little bit here because I want this to be a bit sort of out of focus. Yes, I've got pink on it still, it doesn't matter. No, I'm just defining the actual shape of a face, so I really want to get just roughly the shape of her looking up. Now there will be hair behind there, and this is why it's like that. And of course it's going to have to be the shape of him as well. So we've got foreheads touching, nose coming out. As I said, don't worry about the colours for now. This will give you an idea whether you're getting your shapes right or not too. So I need to probably put a little bit more red paint there, but that's okay, we'll do that. So there's his shape of the head roughly. It needs to be a little bit bigger, and there we go. shaved face. So now, cut back a bit of his head here, we can always add on later. It's not a big deal. And same with her, I prefer to be a bit more accurate in size. And we can fix that after too. And go with the flow. By most, it's skin, so I'm just going to go over what I just did in the white here. I wanted to have a big nose. What's up? Made her a little bit bigger than I should. We'll fix that up anyway. And the same with him, so I'm just going to clean my brush. Roughly something like that. So we can be facing him naked, which then will have the hands virtually hiding that, so we're going to change the direction of the hand. And I think I need to make that a naked give her that accentuated breast, which will be of course on the partner, and his would have a much wider chest, of course, with shoulders on the back there, so you should see some of the shoulders around the back. So here's a sign. Go with your colours. Now I am going to have to obviously bring some of the yellow back in, because the belches have gone too white, and that's what you do when you're not following a picture. You really are working in the dark, so your shapes may be a little bit out, but you can always fix it, because abstracts allow so much. Okay, so I'm not actually painting features, I'm just painting just the body. That's his shoulder, of course that comes up a little bit higher. Define what I'm doing here, because his arm's actually here. It actually comes around the side like that, so roughly, okay? And his other shoulder, of course, is here, so we've got clavicles that are there. Same as her shoulder, it's coming forward, her arm actually goes back, and same here. So their arms will join in this area here, okay? I will bring in some light in here, because I feel this is where their hearts are, pretty close. She's, of course, much smaller. Of course, it's a false attitude to man and woman. My partner and I are the same height. So what I've got here is their shape. So I'm now going to highlight where I'm going to bring all the important parts now to life. So obviously all the parts that show that they're doing something. And that's the breast, the face, the nose. My important parts is what I want now. Yes, we do have eyes here, and I might even consider putting an eye. But right now, it's just the nose and the feature of the eye. My important parts. A little bit on the side there. Right. I use my fingers a lot. Okay, so it's mainly concentrating on there, and that's his arm. That's important to me. His other arm is also important to me, and so his chest, which is absolutely essential for a man. But this is so far the colours that I like to use. Same thing again, will accentuate the back, and it is essential curve, and same with the lower back here. Like I said, this is an abstract, this is not what I, so, and what's important here is also the back form. And of course her shoulder, I'm just going to do a bit of highlight there. Comes in many colours. I'm actually going to fill the rest of it up now in purple. Yes, it will blend with the white, and that's okay. A little bit on the side. I'm happy with that. Okay, it's a spiritual being, which we all are. Okay, here we go. So my original colours and my yellows, it's very spiritual colours for me, and they work well when you do an abstract, because it doesn't have to be real, and that's the whole thing with abstracts. It does not have to be real, so it's what you feel like. So let's turn them there roughly. Features which are not really visible, but they're there. Okay, and we'll just do back of the neck a little bit here. That's important too. No, it's too much. just to make a difference. Okay. A little bit in the arm. And then you can start seeing that I'm doing this in the colours. That feels good to me. Now I'm going to put a little bit of purple in her here as well. I think it's just as important. Now, you probably can see the arms a little bit too big for me, and I'm just going to cut it back a little bit, which means I'm going to have to put more red in between them again. Which, like I said, with abstracts you can add whenever you want, wherever you want. Makes no difference. Okay, let's go a little bit straighter here. The breast will come up here. She can come a little bit thinner, a little bit too thin, but it's okay. It's all good. Now, yes, I have done red, and I should have done yellow. But you will have to bear with that. Okay. Make it a little bit more body fat in a sec. Okay. Now we can go around again and do as you never are. There's only one woman who's happy with the shape of her body. Anyway, I'm just going to add a little bit more liveliness to her here. Now, with the white here, I am giving body to this by matter of making thick paint strokes. It's just to reinforce again my definitions of what's important to me in my painting. Okay. And this is not that important, but that area is here. So I'm just going to curve him a bit more and reinforce that there. Of course, he's got a pretty good solid link too. And same with her. I mean, my partner's arms, we're looking, touching each other's face, looking in each other's eyes, and that makes me feel very good. So, and that's what you want to do. You want to paint something that makes you feel a certain way. Abstracts speak for themselves. Picasso did some great work, but he still tried to sort of portray certain elements of realism in his cubism. Yes, they're not quite abstracts, I'm sorry, but they look very much like abstracts. Okay, so now I've got two. So now, just do what you feel like, really. I've got my bases. And yes, it is still a beach scene to me. Not many people may recognise it because it is an abstract. So even though it's got some form, it doesn't mean that it will represent what you're trying to make it represent. Just remember that. It is your feeling. Okay. It's to have a soulmate as well as a lover, a friend. All these matter very much. So far, I'm just going to lay some colours. Yes, it's mainly white. And already, as you can see, the paint underneath is already dried off. So, which is great. That's what we want. It's almost like being in a lotus flower, isn't it? It kind of is. But I mean, as you go along, I had no idea what colours. I knew roughly what sort of shape I wanted to produce, and I wanted to be close to my lover, to my soulmate, to my best friend. But how I was going to portray it, I wasn't sure. I needed something else. And my colours do stand out to me. They speak to me, and that's what art therapy is all about. It has to speak to you. So if it doesn't speak to you, then you're obviously not doing the right colours for yourself. And it has to be strictly for you. Now, with these, I am a funny painter when it comes to what I'm doing. That's instructive, but by all means, if you feel like using your fingers to paint, do so. That's also nothing wrong with that. Right, now these are the splatters of light to me. So I can put as much thick paint as you want and just spread them. Okay, that's what I want. I want the whole thing to portray love. Okay. It is completely unison, loving, caring. Okay. And yes, I have not done it to the top because I don't think I wanted to. I know I do. I like the effect. So the painting grows with me. What I like, I go with. That's the fan brush, by the way. Everybody uses the fan brush a different way. Trust me, I don't use it this way in normal painting. But today, it's perfect. Perfect for what I want. That's like they're together. Now I will correct a little bit at the top because I think it's just a bit too much. So I'll return a little bit more of the red. I think I've just overdone it in my feelings. It's just not strong enough, even though the power from above, the universal power to me feels like it's there. But it still feels like it's a little bit too much. So we'll start it off with the pink. It's a beautiful pink, magenta and white. And just start bringing it around the head. Well, I'm starting to bring it around the head because I want it to pretty much blend in the end, sort of not stand out too much. And no, actually I will bring some more red into it. From what I can feel now, it's probably too much. I mean, it's going to reinforce the warm heart shape that I want to produce around the two. That's my feeling at the moment. I need to feel that hot, warm love that I can give and receive. Actually do a little bit more of her neck because I feel I've lost a little bit here. Maybe just that little bit too thin. Maybe. So now I've got this comes like this. I want this to be probably more like that, and probably sort of coming out like that to give you that warm heart finish, which you can't really see, but I know it exists. Now I know I've done this a little bit darker here, so I will have to change it again to make it a bit lighter in a minute. Flow with it, feel with it, whatever feels like it's right for you. And even if you don't even have it anywhere near where you started, makes no difference. It's your feelings growing with it, and that's absolutely fantastic. There is no rule to art, absolutely none at all. It's how it makes you feel. Okay, I'll just do here's a little bit more too. There we go, don't want to give too much of a flat head. I think I did a bit. That's alright. Cover up a little bit more. Perfect. Don't be afraid to walk away or walk backwards from your paintings just to get that feel, because sometimes when you're too close, you just can't get that feel for it. And because I use acrylic, I'm able to lean on my paintings without a problem. With oils, I always have a hard time. And I usually get oil all over my hand. Okay, I'm just going to use a dry brush to do that in a minute, but I just want to give that a little bit more hard feel to it. So I'm just going to make a bit more of the hard feel there. Okay, now, yes, I'm using a very small brush. You can use whatever size brush you're comfortable with. I'm just going to use just a light one, just to break it up. But I don't want it to be a solid line. So now I've got the heart shape that I wanted. So now what I'm going to do on this, I might build up a little bit more around here. And maybe a little bit more around here. But not too much anyway. There we go. Now, in the next process, I'm actually going to change around here just to give more emphasis on the heart at the moment. And okay, so I'm not. bring a purple. Not just there, I will bring it somewhere else too, just to give it an emphasis. And probably I'd say in between these. So I've got a bit more oomph into it, and you can keep going with that as I am. Now what I really want is a nice rich red. Do it again now. I'm going to combine all sorts of colours here. I just need it to be brighter. Even the skin colour will do well. Okay. And to finish it off at the bottom, I need a rich red, which I need to bring out that red at the bottom. And maybe a bit of purple too. So now, see, that's getting a lot of warmth. Now I'm missing something here, and I think what it needs there is probably a nice purple. So I am going to intensify my purple. And I might even go across their body in a minute. It's just a nice gentle way, possibly. So we'll see. That's how I feel. I really do like my yellows too, but I would like to use, I want to keep to the blue. Okay, this is a bit heavy. It's okay. Alright, we've got around here, she said. Even this one, I will possibly put some white, because I believe that's where we're finally getting in a nice hard shape. There we go, it's not too bad. Just to drag across and nothing else. I really don't want any eyes or anything like that. And probably just around the arm area, just to emphasize. Maybe. Yes, it is a weird kind of painting, but to me it's just a certain feel for things. Maybe just a little bit into it. And that's about it for that. Maybe here a bit too. Maybe just a little bit darker here, much better. Just enough. And I'm pretty happy with that so far, and I'm not sure, just to emphasize maybe. totally for fun. It's not meant to be a masterpiece. It's a release, and therefore you're putting your emotions into what you're doing, and that's what we're always aiming to do, is to satisfy our emotions and overcome any blockage, refocus our lives on things the way they should be. And sometimes, like I said, being creative is certainly one of the best things you can do, but painting, I think it's probably the best. It will allow you to let your right brain just open up, instead of you logically thinking things through, or as you think you do, and let the actual right brain just relax, create, and see a different perspective. Most artists are driven by right brain, I think we all know that by now. And our left brainers are really our big executives and so on. So we need to open up, we need to create, grow, we need to see what our problems are, we need to accept them as well, and I will come back and show the finished painting. All I'm going to do now is really just keep adding colours until I'm happy with the way it looks. There's not much I can take off. So I will come back at the end of this video with